The NBA says it's making a slam dunk decision canceling all games on Election Day. Instead, the league's 30 teams will play on November 7th, the night before midterms, in an effort to share election information. In a statement, the league says the rare decision came out of the NBA's, quote, family focus on promoting nonpartisan civic engagement and encouraging fans to make a plan to vote during midterm elections. The National Basketball Social Justice Coalition featured some of the issues they're fighting in a new video. Take a look.
It starts with our young generation. We're the future. Continuing to go out there and saying like this isn't right, standing up for what they believe in. It's our job to keep our foot on the gas, because the only way it's going to happen is if we continue to talk about it.
To be in this moment and have a coalition that is dedicated to doing this work on behalf of the NBA community, that's the next step and next evolution in that unbroken chain of advocacy undertaken by players.
For more, let's bring in the man you just heard there and saw, the executive director of the National Basketball Social Justice Coalition, James Cadogan. Sir, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining us on ABC News Live.
Thanks so much, Ken. Great to be with you.
So we know the NBA says all 30 teams will play the Monday before on a themed civic engagement night to encourage fans, players, and staff to vote in this year's midterm elections. So what does it all mean?
Ultimately, Kenneth, this is about everybody being able to participate in democracy, getting out to register, getting out to vote, learning about the issues they care about, and then making their voice heard. That's what we're trying to encourage, building on the long tradition that we've had in the NBA community of making sure that people do in their communities go out and engage with the organizations and the issues they care about. Democracy and government, that's one of the most important, so that's something that we wanted to make sure we support.
And we are assuming here that much of this is also driven by the players, because we've seen so many outspoken players, including LeBron James, involved in voting registration drives and other initiatives. Some teams even turned their arenas into registration or voting centers, aside from not scheduling games on Election Day. What else does the NBA have planned?
So first and foremost, that effort in 2020 was really important when we were in COVID during the pandemic, when facilities weren't being used, to dedicate as many of those as possible to being polling sites, being registration locations. That was one commitment. This year, as we head into 2022 elections, we want to build on that and make sure that on Election Day itself, there are no games, so that we encourage all fans and members of communities across the country to get out and vote, as well as allow NBA employees and team members to go out and vote themselves. That's really important. But one of the things that is most exciting about this work is so much of it is driven at the team level in individual markets. We have 30 teams across 28 markets nationally, and being able to see and support and allow the time for each of them to work with the nonpartisan civic engagement organizations that they've worked with before, or build new relationships to encourage people to express their voice and their vote in democracy. That's one of the things that makes it special, because it looks different place to place, and we're now allowing for each of those teams to have even more time and more ability to support and provide resources in voting and engagement and civic participation.
And back to the player involvement here, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, the list goes on and on. We've seen the players, with their names on shirts on the court, as they warm up. And we know that those players have been so involved politically. But for those and those critics who say that sports and politics should be separate, or, quote, shut up and dribble, what do you say?
Ultimately, we're all part of a society, and whether you are a fan, whether you are a player, you are a coach, you are somebody on the sidelines, or somebody who doesn't care about basketball, making your voice heard matters more than anything else, regardless of what your position is on a particular issue. And so for us, the civic engagement piece of our work is really important, because it brings everybody together. The idea that we should all have equal opportunity to cast a ballot, that's what we want to encourage. And I don't think there's anybody who doesn't want to hear voices in their community or doesn't want more people to participate in the process. That is the biggest sign of a healthy democracy, and something we want to get behind.
And Mr. James Cadogan, you were appointed executive director of the National Basketball Social Justice Coalition in early 2021. What are you hoping to accomplish in your role?
Ultimately, it's about bringing the NBA community's voices to the public policy spaces that we know need support. there are so many organizations, whether they are national or local, community-based, who've been doing great work on a host of social justice issues. One of the things that we can do is help shed a spotlight on those issues. So partnering with those organizations, finding the places where we can be useful, making sure that we are using our platform that we have, a platform unlike any other within the MBA family, to help raise up good work that is going to help people lead healthier and better lives. That's really the end goal. So if we're able to support and partner with organizations who do good justice work, then we'll be on the right track.
And your final message in our final seconds here?
Everybody get registered, get out and vote. If you can help at a polling site, please do. Ultimately, the only way we're going to get to the future is together, and Election Day is one of the most important steps in that process.
The only way we'll get to the future is together. I'm going to take that with me, sir. All right, James Cadogan, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thanks so much, Kenneth. Appreciate the time.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.